Some of the most impactful people in the world aren't famous. They aren't on red carpet events or magazine covers, but they are out there, quietly changing lives. This video is about 5 of those people. So let's go ahead and dive in. The first one starts with a story about a 12-year-old girl named Dora sitting at a bus station. She was waiting alone one day when she overheard a conversation between a young pregnant woman and a restaurant owner. The woman had traveled 8 hours to the capital from her hometown to meet her boyfriend. He told her he would meet her to give her money to support her through the pregnancy. But when she arrived, he never showed. He abandoned her. Alone in an unfamiliar city, she had no money, no place to stay, and no way to contact anyone. But Dora noticed the woman was visibly distressed and dirty from travel. Even though she was younger and didn't have a clear plan, Dora wanted to help. So she approached the woman and brought her home to her mother. Dora gave her a safe place to clean up, eat, and get settled for the night. The next day, Dora's mother and the local pastor stepped in to find a long-term solution. Within 2 weeks, the church raised enough money to send her home, along with baby clothes and enough for her grandmother to start a small business. Dora later found out that the woman had a healthy baby girl, and that the money her church raised helped her grandmother start a small business back home. Even at 12 years old, Dora didn't wait for someone else to step in. She simply saw someone in need and helped. And Dora's instinct to help people only grew stronger as she got older. Years later, Dora went on to foster over 200 kids, and she provided education for over 500 others in Zambia, Africa. And she didn't wait for permission or funding from the government. She made dancing videos on TikTok to generate enough funds to build 2 schools for her foundation. She used what she had to help hundreds of kids, and she didn't have much. And unfortunately, even the brightest lights don't stay with us. On Christmas Day of 2024, Dora passed away at just 32 years old. Since her passing, there has not been many updates on her foundation, Footprints of Hope. And that's why I chose to speak about Dora first on this list. I started following her story years ago, up to the day she passed. And I understood that there are so many people around the world like her, doing remarkable things without asking for credit. That said, let's go ahead and meet the next unsung hero, Narayanan Krishnan. Narayanan was a 5-star chef with a promising career. His future was set until he took a trip to his hometown, Madurai, India, where he saw an elderly homeless man eating his own waste out of desperation. Now, this image haunted Narayanan. How could he go back to fine dining after seeing someone experience such suffering? So he decided to quit his job and help people, and he didn't stop at feeding them. Narayanan also bathes people who need help. He shaves them and helps rehabilitate people in the community in need. According to his website, he and his team cook and serve over 400 meals, starting before dawn and often working late into the night. And he's done it for more than 20 years without fanfare or fame. For our third unsung hero, we have Anuradha Koirala, the woman who saved over 50,000 girls. Now, Anuradha saw what most people don't want to see. Girls in her community of Nepal being trafficked, abused, and discarded. So instead of looking away, she decided to do something about it. Drawing from her own trauma, including years of domestic abuse and 3 miscarriages, she began standing at bus stops quietly, watching for girls who looked scared and alone. With the little money she earned from her grocery shop, she founded Mighty Nepal, a safe haven for survivors of human trafficking. What started as one woman stepping in has grown into 11 border shelters, police partnerships, and even facial recognition software to stop traffickers in real time. Over the past 30 years, she's helped more than 50,000 women and children find freedom, shelter, and healing. Now they call her Diju, the Nepali word for protective older sister. Now for our fourth unsung hero, we have Amal Clooney. What's special about Amal Clooney is that she could have lived a quiet, comfortable life, but instead she chose something harder. As a human rights lawyer, she goes up against war criminals, terrorist groups, and corrupt governments, risking her safety to defend people the world often forgets. She's represented journalists thrown in prison just for telling the truth, women who have survived sexual violence in war zones, and entire communities targeted for genocide. In 2016, she and her husband George started the Clooney Foundation for Justice to give legal support for journalists who are unfairly imprisoned, girls forced into child marriages, and women experiencing abuse. Together, they brought hope and accountability for over 40 countries. Today, Amal helps train the next generation of changemakers as a professor at Oxford. If you're finding this video valuable, consider giving a like and subscribe to help share these stories with more people who need to hear them. Now, moving on to the last unsung hero, we have Moses Kisitu. Unlike the others on this list, Moses hasn't saved tens of thousands of people. He hasn't built a school, he hasn't gone viral, or been recognized by world leaders. He's not famous, and he's not well known, but he's been doing something just as worthy of recognition. He's trying. Moses manages a small orphanage in Uganda with barely any outside support. He rents a modest home and cares for a group of children, most of them without family or stability. On a good month, he's able to raise enough just to feed the kids for a few days. On bad days, kids go to bed hungry, sometimes crying, sometimes sick. And they don't have mosquito nets. The girls don't have sanitary pads. And this isn't just something that I've read about. I've been in contact with Moses personally. He messages me updates and receipts, sometimes right after buying food with a few donations he gets. Moses hasn't appeared in any headlines, but he shows up every day for kids who need his help. And that's what real impact looks like. So that's it. 5 people you've probably never heard of doing work the world needs. Stay tuned for more content like this from the Impact Report. We'll see you next time.